It's going to be a very fun a very fun game, a very fun series to say the very least.
Absolutely. Protoss is already imba. Please nerf Protoss. But here we are. Pastor, we're into the game and spawning in the upper left. In the red, he is, of course, representing our team. He's representing Alpha X. Give it up for ZOUN.
And his opponent, he represents dragons, phoenixes, and gamers all over the world. Give it up for Zest.
Absolutely. And Pastor, you know what's kind of funny, right? Because Zest and ZOUN have a little bit of a history. And then in the Super Tournament in particular, ZOUN beat Zest to make the finals of the GSL Super Tournament Season 1. I believe it was a 3-1 scoreline. So Zest, very clearly, probably, who knows, maybe looking for a little bit of revenge here. Now, we have seen ZOUN and Zest play each other in high leverage games since then, and Zest has won, so maybe he considers that his vengeance, and I don't know, maybe it's like, look, I'm going to qualify through the lower bracket. We'll see. But certainly there is a little bit of history here.
I can certainly assure you that there is no amount of revenge that could stop, Zest from really feeling like he's gotten good results from ZOUN, because that was a huge sting since ZOUN did get second place in the first one. But yeah, honestly, overall, I think it's kind of old guard versus the new, because even though, Zest is on a new team, DPG, at the same time, he's been around for a very, very long while, while ZOUN's kind of just only recently, as in like in the last 6 months, making a name for himself. So, kind of like a boomer versus millennial situation here, I'd like to say for it.
And now the funny thing is, millennials are not even they're not even the new generation at this point. Millennials are like 35 and in a job, they
exactly.
So say the new generation's what? It's Gen Z, all right? The Zoomers, is that we're supposed to call it? I don't know. Get off my lawn.
No. This time it's like, get off my. I'm losing my train of thought there. I must be a millennial at this point.
Get off. Oh wait, I don't have a lawn. I can't afford a lawn. Get off my small parcel of concrete. My small apartment. Anyway, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Get off my penthouse.
Oh man, I wish. Man, imagine if casting got us penthouses. That'd be fun. I think a lot more people would be doing it though, so we'd have even less of a shot. But imagine, yeah,
definitely.
Got casting off a penthouse. That sounds like fun. Now, Pastor, we are in this game starting to see a little bit of variation in builds already. This natural here from Zest is about 2 seconds faster, maybe even a little more. And so Zest has won the game, right? He got his Nexus slightly faster, and he also has his Twilight slightly faster, and he has his Forge slightly faster. So the game is clearly over. We might as well go on to the next one. No point in casting the rest of this game. Zest has won, right?
Oh, most certainly. Like, even, ZOUN, a little bit of a change here. It looks like he did get that sentry in the end to kind of tie things up, but like you said, he is a lot slower to get pretty much these tech buildings, as both sides are kind of just powering up, getting ready for that first big engage. It's certainly going to be a couple of minutes before they feel safe enough to move out on the map, since the threat of just getting force fielded to death is a really big deal in this one. It's a situation of first to blink, first to die. But both sides are doing a pretty good job of getting this information, just using that energy on those sentries to send out the hallucinations. And now ZOUN first are going to be a little bit quicker to get the robo facility. So he's going to be ready to transition into the Immortals, into the Colossi, maybe some Disruptors as well, just to be perfectly good build order, while Zest is instead going for the very, very aggressive additional gateway, punch your face in with gateway units build.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, just as a result of getting those 2 stalkers early on that ZOUN did go for, right? He was up at 3 stalkers and 3 sentries to 1 stalker and 3 sentries. in the early game, just making sure that Zest didn't go super aggressive on him. Well, with that being the case, we see a 2 to 3 worker lead depending on the production cycles and a slightly faster third base as well. So it's kind of funny if we look at things just to see how minor decisions early game, or decisions that appear to be minor in the early game, really do snowball, right? A couple worker lead in a PvP is not insignificant because, again, it's a mirror matchup. If anything you can do, I can do as well. And as Zest saying, anything you can do, I can do better. We're gonna have to see whether that is true or not, as the third base is now done for Zest. Just about done here for ZOUN. Blink's just about done, or actually he's gonna be done here for Zest +1 as well. But this is not really going to be a timing that Zest is going to look to exploit, because A, he is not really going to know that Blink is 10 seconds slower for ZOUN over Zest, and also on the other side of that coin, Stalkers are not across the map yet, so there's no way that they would be able to take advantage of that. But Zest will continue his minor upgrade advantage. +2 is going to get started immediately, as both players really, they're in this gentleman's agreement. They're going to say, yeah, I'm going to get +1, I'm going to get +2, I'm going to get 3 bases, I'm going to get up to 60 odd workers, and that's when the game truly starts.
No rush, at least 6-minute 30 so far. But kind of taking a look at some of the things here, ZOUN is up 2 additional gateways, which will help him stay safe against the first small move out, which, by the way, is scouted. So ZOUN probably feels pretty confident. He can stay up here on the ramp. He has plenty of sentry energy to maybe go for a quick catch on these stalkers. And you can kind of see Zest respecting that. He sees what's up the ramp and is just going to back off for a little bit. I highly doubt that he will be too aggressive with the stalkers now. Probably just going to keep them in this kind of forward position to say, hey, if you move out, you run the risk of getting caught by my units. But at the end of the day now, he doesn't want to engage. Like, certainly not.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We're also looking at a big tech difference here. ZOUN has 8 gates, Zest has 4. ZOUN has his Templar Archives done, so he will be able to get Archons. Zest does not. But on the flip side, Zest has a passive 15 worker lead, which is, you know, I get that maybe you get your tech a little bit faster, get your production a little bit faster, but cutting all of that to go for a 15 worker lead, as it does look like ZOUN is going to get his 4th base pretty much as Zest finishes. Yes, ZOUN looks like he does want to get aggressive here, but he's going to have to get some damage done, because he has cut a lot of workers to make this happen. He's now down 20 workers.
Oh, man. Zest might have been a little bit too greedy there with the additional workers, because now ZOUN, he has those Archons to get rid of the force fields in the front. That disruptor shot is going to have to be lovely, and it is not so far, as ZOUN just kind of really putting himself in a good concave with those additional zealots. The force fields don't actually zone them out, but it looks like he doesn't know that. He retreats with them, and now Zest gonna dive right on top of this. He does have the supply lead, but those immortals are super tanky. Those zealots getting rid of a lot of that damage as well, and the shield badge is about to run out of energy. And while Zest looks like he might hold, the next round of warpins for ZOUN could still be lovely.
Yeah, these Zealots are absolutely munching through everything. Yeah, okay, maybe the Stalkers are going to die here, but Zealots are very good against Stalkers when Stalkers have nowhere to run, and the Stalkers have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That worker lead, well, it's only 14 now, because 5 have died here from Zest. And yes, the Disruptors are doing a good job of holding the Protoss player back for the time being. All of the tech, oh, that shot's going to be very nice. And all of the tech from ZOUN has died as well. But make no mistake about it, ZOUN, he's on 61 workers, but this is absolutely an all-in indeed. This is not a game where he's going to look to take it forth. And even though he did have the probe there, making it look like that was the plan, that was not the plan at all. As the Stark's going to link forward, 1 Disruptor goes down, 2 goes down, bop, bop, bop. Now that he's going to need to get split there, and he will not exactly have it, as he does get trapped. But if you look at the army supply, well, Disruptors are going to go on in, and well, nice blinks there from ZOUN, making sure that that does not happen. But taking that 1 Disruptor shot, I think that's going to be the difference here for Zest.
Yeah, it certainly does take away a lot of the wind out of the sails. During all of this, Zest has done a good job of kind of catching up in that gateway count. So now he will have a little bit of extra money to help himself out. Looks like he's still not mining off the 4th base. Obviously, that would be horrendous. But now the disruptors just not able to get the shots off. And there's so much beefy tankiness out of this army for Joe, and he takes a huge shot right there.
Yeah,
but I think it's just going to be like a death by 1,000 cuts situation. Zest is forced to only remake the Stalkers, while ZOUN is kind of just building whatever the heck he wants.
Well, you say that, it does feel like ZOUN here, he's running out of steam. He no longer has the tech in his army that he previously did have. Stalker's going to blink forward, get the War Prism, which is absolutely going to stymie this pressure. Disruptor shot's going to go on those Archons as they do complete now with the shield battery overcharge on top of the 3rd base. Both Archons will go down, and you say death by 1,000 cuts. I say yes, that is true, but that is ZOUN's death here in this game, as his army is dead, his tech is dead. He's down on a 30 army supply deficit in the 3rd base, or in the army supply. And yes, ZOUN does have a 4th base on the way now. That is a proxy 4th indeed. That's not even in the normal spot, and he's gonna need something like that to make sure that he comes back into this game, because Zest now, he didn't lose that many workers. Yes, he got ZOUN pushing on into his natural, and that was scary, but Zest, he was at 81. He's lost like 7 odd workers. Okay, apparently 11, but he's been droning up or probing up ever since then. So he's got a 10 worker lead still. He has the 4th base. The thing that ZOUN does not have, he has his 30. He has his +3 on the way. His 2nd robo is being remade, and this is a fantastic position here for Zest, as he has held, and he's gonna find the base too. Oh, I don't know whether this is Star Sense or what, but Zest has absolutely found that 4th base.
No, probably expecting something crazy like that, but he's gonna get, ZOUN. He wants to win it this time around. He needs to qualify to keep up that kind of forward momentum, and I can see on your screen we might be loaded into game.
We are in fact loaded on into game, and in the upper right, in the red, of course, once again, he is for Alpha X. Give it up for ZOUN.
And his opponent down here in the bottom left. He is representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He is Zest. You know, when you use your little guitar riff right there, I always want to kind of just do that in that kind of monotone voice that you hear on like GSL. It's like Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Just
you know, honestly, you got it pretty close. Not bad at all, but look at this probe. This is being a little bit, no, never mind, it's just Scout. It's like, it's doing a little bit something fancier. Zest, of course, or sorry, ZOUN is, that's the probe we're looking at. He's known for his little bit of fancy stuff, but no, it's just gonna be a Scout. Oh, you know what, never mind. We'll see. Keep an eye on that probe.
Yeah, because this is kind of a really good proxy map, you know, especially in like TVP or PVT rather. We see like that. We see that Void Ray style where, because you do have that low ground over there by the potential 3rd, which is a little bit difficult to scout. Like, you're not necessarily going to be sending anything over there, but with this one, I don't know if it is going to be Stargate, but that's also a nice little DT location, because there's not going to be any scouting whatsoever. Now Zest, to his credit though, is in the main base with that one probe, and it is really going to be telling that there is no additional pylons down. So I think from here, Zest definitely knows something is up.
Well, Pastor, here's the thing. That's an extra pylon that ZOUN did drop. He already has his 2 pylons in the main base. He's massively oversupplied. And look at that, the probe will go down too. So for all intents and purposes here, Zest has scouted 2 pylons. He has scouted the setup here for the single gate expand. So for all intents and purposes, Zest is going to be looking at a 2 base expand, or at a single gate expand build. But we're kind of in this fun scenario where Zest is faking a 2 base expand, or a single gate expand, and so is ZOUN. Zest is going for 4 gate pressure here, and a 4 gate all in really, and ZOUN going with his proxy Stargate with an Oracle. I think I favor Zest here, right? 3 gate pressure is the archetypical counter to a Stargate opening, and this is a Fraki Stargate, so it's not even like you have the Stargate units at home. So this is looking pretty good here for our blue Protoss player.
It's already like a big engagement coming down as that adept trying to tank some of that damage. Good focus fire. Going to take down one of the Stalker, but costs him one in return. And yeah, I really do favor Zest. He's just got to keep that forward momentum up if he wants to make this work, because the Void Ray will be on the way. Back at home, the Oracle just not doing anything, only one kill, but the shield battery is helping him out immensely there. So that's not really getting a lot of damage, and now he is about he's about 10 supply down, but
well, I mean, you say
deceiving.
You say that, Pastor.
Yeah,
10 probes have just died, right? The Oracle has been able to punch through the... It has been able to punch through the shield battery indeed. So, yeah, it didn't work. It didn't do a lot of damage for a little bit of time, but ZOUN showing us that if you try hard enough and believe in yourself, every probe line can be a personal probe line. And now with the Void Ray here and the shield batteries, this hold becomes a lot easier. Now, we will not have shield battery overcharge, which is, of course, something that you do want because there's no Nexus, right? Both players pretended that they were going to get a Nexus, and then they did not. And, well, look at, honestly, with the shield battery here, ZOUN has some fantastic micro. And if we look at the Stalkers last year, it's been 3-1. So ZOUN has really not lost a lot of ground units, just shield batteries, and the shield batteries are being remade there, keeping him alive. That being said, though, I think I want to see more Void Rays. It's only one. And considering the fact that ZOUN is down 2 gateways here, he kind of needs something more than just 2 Stargate or 2 Stalker Warpins, right? Because he will always be out-muscled, especially considering his Cyberport going down.
You say that, but you can see how slow those Warpins actually are for Zest. So the reinforcement's just not coming in. And as you can see, that's just...
And here in the upper left, in the red. Once again for Alpha X, give him your strength. He is ZOUN.
And his opponent down here in the bottom for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up for Zest.
And Pastor, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
What type of Zest is Zest? Is it lemon zest? Is it lime zest? Is it pomelo zest? Is it
You know, like, he's definitely got a lot of vitamin C because he certainly fortifies most of the games that he is in. But I think he's a bit of an experimental Zest. You know, he was built in a laboratory, crossbred between the spiciness of a lime and the what was like another fruit, a grapefruit almost. Wait. It's like,
you're calling a lime
crazy.
Spicy?
You know what? There are many different variations of a spicy lime. For sure.
Must be a Florida thing, man. Spiciness and limes. I mean, they're acid, they're tart, but certainly I wouldn't call them spicy. That's not one of the words, the descriptors I would use. There's no capsaicin in there. There's no horseradish effect. There's just tastiness. So you know what? I'll give you the pass. Very clearly, just because you live in Florida, you know, Florida man stuff, whatever. But how could you be more heinously wrong? I don't even know.
Florida man rides a gator on the can.
Yep. Hopefully we will be
back.
Oh, go ahead.
Good. No, go ahead.
Let's just say, yeah. Hopefully we will be uploading these to YouTube, because you know, as we said, my voice does not constitute a DCMA strike or DMCA strike, so we're all fine. We're gonna be safe.
Oh, definitely. And you know what, Zest, segueing back to the game finally, we do have that Stargate down there in the bottom position once again. This time, though, Zest is not going for any sort of 4-gate pressure. He's just got those 2 gates in there. So, yeah, let's see if he can hold on here. And the question is it going to be an Oracle, or is he just going to drop some addition, or is he going to drop some Void Rays and just keep the pressure up, force Zest into a position where he's got to decide how much he has to warp in?
Yeah, honestly, this is a game of worker destruction more than anything else, as we do have a depths they're going to shade across the map too, and this is going to be pretty cool. Because what's going to happen, here's the depths pairing with an oracle is a really powerful move that you can make use of. So depths are going to look shade on into the main base, and we will see, oh, we're not going to see a wall, we're just going to see the stalkers move with that, but stalkers are going to be like, okay, look, your depths went on into the main base, now there's not much I have to worry about. I have to go defend the natural, and ideally that we're gonna see the units here of, oh yeah, there we go. So the wall is made, which means these stalkers will not be able to find their way on into the main base for a while, and that gives the oracle perfect license to try to fly on in. So now Zest, his entire army is going onto the other side of the map. We don't have a shield battery on the way. All we got is a dark shrine, and yes, we do have a shield battery on the way, of course, but it's in the natural, I believe. Oh no, the wall's gonna complete.
Oh man, and on the other side of things, ZOUN took a couple of kills right there. The stalkers doing what they can, but they are starting to get overwhelmed. Those attempts stopping the wall in. So he's gonna lose, like he's pretty much gonna lose this next side, more than likely.
Yeah,
and
but
that is huge.
But of course, on the other side of the map, Zest is going to lose every single probe that he has, and the wall is there, so the probes can't escape. Oh no,
oh,
Zest,
no!
his economy is gone. It is done so here in this game. So, yeah, ZOUN is going to lose his natural most likely, but I'm not sure that ZOUN cares because Zest actually is going to be so broke. He's going to build like one DT, and that's going to be that. One probe remains. That is a dead probe indeed. Now the stalkers will find this oracle. One oracle will go down. That's a bit unfortunate. Where is the other probe? Ah, yes. No mining for this probe. It does have 5 minerals in its mouth, so that will be the savior here of Zest.
Yeah, you know, what we call an absolute travesty, a genocide, if you will, could be just considered to be a restructuring.